This podcast is rated IS for incredibly silly and definitely contains bad words, bad jokes, and other bad content that should not be heard by anyone, least of all children. Or maybe it should be. We don't know. We're still not their parents. You're listening to the Starforge podcast with Scya and Mal, two nerdy humans who still have a lot to say about Star Wars: The Old Republic and all its features. Rest assured, the podcast is, as always, working as intended. This is episode 22, Galactic Seasons. Hello, SWTOR players. I am Mal.
And I'm Scya. So glad to have you here today. We're going to be talking about one of the latest and greatest things to be added to Star Wars: The Old Republic and a bit of its history. What are we talking about today, Mal?
Oh, today we're going to talk about Galactic Seasons. Am I allowed to ask you if you had a nice birthday or evergreen? None of us were born. We just spawned from the Force.
Birthdays don't exist in Star Wars: The Old Republic. I had a fantastic birthday. For anyone who didn't manage to actually catch it, I hosted a huge party and invited the entire SWTOR community to come with me to celebrate. We had one of the party events was the Ride of the Baractiles, where we had 165 players all receive or bring their own Baractile to the party and ran around Belsavis. It was fantastic. I took them all to the Invisible Bridge Datacron, and we worked for a solid half an hour to make sure every Baractile made it on that invisible bridge. It made for some very, very strange screenshots.
By strange, you mean really awesome.
Yes, really fantastic.
The hamsters were working overtime on the Starforge server like, oh my god, we only thought that 40 people played this game anymore.
Right, 165 all on the same instance and everything. You can definitely do it if you know the workarounds and make good use of summons. Wasn't meant to have that many people in one place, though.
Guys, we're gonna need more hamsters. Go to the pet store, God. Go to the next town over.
It was really nice, though. The community manager of SWTOR actually came by and said hi in the morning, so that was great. At least they knew of the chaos that was coming.
That is so awesome. All right, so now we are going to talk about a little thing called Galactic Seasons. Disappointing other people while flying solo.
No. Wait a second. We can't use this intro because Galactic Seasons is one of the few things that I am 100% satisfied about in this expansion. At the time of recording this podcast, it did reach a couple of hiccups, some bugs that are very well known to both the players and the developers at this point, but they have already released a date for a fix and everything else seems to be working great. I'm so excited. Everything else in this expansion had some talking points that weren't always positive, but Galactic Seasons this round, I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased. So we're going to be talking about both the history of Galactic Seasons, like where it came from, why it started, how it started, and how it's different this season.
So let's first talk about, I think, something that even predated Galactic Seasons, which was the login rewards, which was, I don't know, for me it was like a little too late because by that time, like any game you play on your phone, a lot of other MMOs, when you log in, they give you a reward. Gotcha, keep logging in to get the stuff. Too bad the login rewards are, I'd mostly just throw the sparkle powder on the floor, but a step in the right direction. So, after the login rewards, they took it a step further. They added another layer to the cake. The shit cake.
The cake of stealing content from other games. Just joking. The idea of daily login rewards and the idea of what's known as a battle pass is something that has existed for quite a long time now. As Mal mentioned, the idea of a daily login reward is on pretty much every game now, and I even remember it existing in Neopets back when I was like 11 years old. That was a big draw of the game, and it kept you logging in even if you weren't necessarily interested in playing that day, and that's a huge draw for any type of service, video game, anything that's ongoing. So it morphed over to the Battle Pass system, and this is something players I think are most familiar with shooter games, things like Call of Duty, and it really behooves any game, if they see a system that is fully functional, really working, to port it into their own game. And BioWare did this. They tried to do it in their own fashion with the way that the players in this game experience their day-to-day login. And, ooh, Season 1, I don't think quite hit the mark. So how did Season 1 work, Mal? And when did it come out? Do you remember?
I don't know when it came out, but how it worked was there were these objectives you completed on a weekly basis. And some of them you could do on your own, but some of them required a group. Some of them required PvP, and every week you could re-roll one of those objectives, which was great. But here's the problem. The problem is that you and all of your friends were all on different frickin' objectives. So it was very hard to get together to complete the Galactic Seasons if you had an operation for your weekly and somebody else had GSF.
The original system did not encourage playing together, and this was something that was realized really early on in the process, but was still pushed forward. That was one of my biggest problems with Galactic Seasons. Season 1 was, this is an MMO. I want to play with my friends. I want my objectives to line up. So we'd actually be hosting these weekly operation mornings and really just hoping that people happened to get the objective or that they could reroll for it. The second problem was that you got a very limited number of objectives to get those high point values that you needed to complete the season. And you did have a reroll, which they added in later, I think, right? It wasn't there from the get-go.
Oh, really? I thought it was there.
I can't remember. Either way, people didn't know about it for quite a while, and it still wasn't quite enough to allow you to play the way you want. And it really gave a bad time for players who played solo, especially because a lot of the objectives were only group focused. And if you rerolled and you still got another group objective one, that's it. You had no other choices in the matter.
Right. And you had to spend your time doing all those objectives running around with that guy. I think they actually turned down some of his voice lines.
Oh,
'Cause
Alter,
everything
the companion.
Yeah.
Yes. Amazing, you nailed it.
Ah!
Smash, pass, or airlock.
Shut the fuck up. Is that an option?
So what did you think?
Shut up and get in the airlock.
Oh, I'm guessing you didn't like the first companion. I was a fan just because I like seeing those aliens that we don't normally see. But yeah, his dialogue is not the most soothing to the ears.
He ain't a looker, that's for sure. And then I was like, well, what will season 2 bring? Oh, Jesus. Good God.
So is there anything that you did like about season 1? And when the system came out, was there anything you were excited about?
I mean, you know me, I love achievements. So I was glad to have another companion. You had to get his rep up. It was actually really good because it was very easy to unlock him in collections for 1 cartel coin. And then anyone in your legacy could pick him up. And then once you have had him to max affection, 50 on one character, you could go buy rep items specifically for him on the fleet and just zoop, zoop, zoop him up to 50 on anyone. So.
And that's awesome. That's also available this season as well. A lot of players aren't aware, like, how do I get my Fen Sail up to level 50? Get them up one time, and then you unlock the vendor gifts.
Yeah.
And so one thing I was excited about for Galactic Seasons Season 1 was just, it felt like a reason to go check out content I wasn't checking out originally. And we're seeing that this season as well. The big one for me was Galactic Starfighter. It's a lot stronger this season because Galactic Starfighter also tied into the gearing system this season. But last season, you had a lot of people jumping into GSF who had never jumped in before. And I was really excited to have another reason myself to go in and to share this gameplay mode that doesn't really offer a lot of rewards otherwise. I was very excited about that.
Yeah, I was not. Last season, if I got stuck with GSF, I was like, well,
Reroll.
I only got 1 reroll.
You were like, I guess I'm not getting points this week?
Yeah, pretty much. And somehow we made it to 100, so there you go.
Because Galactic Seasons was something a lot of players could participate in, there was a lot of feedback compared to, I think, a lot of other types of content. Like, everybody and their dog gave feedback about Galactic Seasons as it was happening. And they really took that feedback and rolled it into Season 2. And I'm so excited about that because we don't always see that in this game or in development in general due to time and everything else. But Galactic Seasons Season 2 was a huge change. It basically kept the good parts of Galactic Seasons, which was like the idea of the track, the tokens to earn retired rewards, earn rewards that could be unlocked across collections and stuff like that, and got rid of the parts that people didn't like. In Season 2, what were some of the big changes, Mal?
Every week, everybody is on the same objective.
Hallelujah!
It added a lot of of the open world heroics and dailies to it. So something they did prior to this season was to add shared tagging. Smart move before you put everyone in the galaxy on the same, trying to kill the same dude on the planet. It has been really helpful to have shared tagging.
Right. So not only are we all on the same tasks together now, so if you want to play with your friend, you can play with your friend. You can also play with the whole galaxy and not run into each other quite as much while doing these newly added objectives. So one of the other problems that was introduced in the previous season was, okay, there's a specific planet's heroics that you should go do for points, or a specific daily area, and then everybody would just funnel into that area. In theory, this is great. You'll see lots of other players, maybe get to play with them. The world will feel very alive. But in practice, you just winded up butting heads and crashing into them and being frustrated. I think some players even skip those types of objectives just to not have to deal with other players, like period. And in this season, as Mal said, we added shared tagging to the game. Well, not we, the developers did. We get to enjoy it. And one of the biggest places I saw this start working was CZ-198. So when you've got that one big robot to fight, everybody can shoot it at once. World bosses have also been a really good breath of fresh air. I've seen lots of people running world bosses. We actually decided to test that out this weekend while we had about 100 plus people gathered up on the fleet for what I called a lightsaber show-off party. I then summoned them all to Nightmare Pilgrim, where all 150 plus of them were able to fight the Nightmare Pilgrim. We did not succeed.
How long did it take to kill with 150? I don't think you can.
If we had succeeded,
oh no,
they would have all gotten the reward.
Because I think when you click the thing, you get a buff on you, right?
I have no idea what actually happened. I have to go back and review the footage to see if the 16 thing still applies. I was laughing too hard the entire time, just watching all these bodies hitting the floor. That's mainly what I wanted to happen.
I saw that picture. I was like, well, I couldn't make the party, so let me look at pictures. All right, a lot of people on Varactyls, and now everybody is dead. Okay, so the party's over, I guess.
Everybody go home.
And then they all died. Happy birthday.
This is a really common theme in my birthday parties. It's something that brings me joy, is to kill people en masse in video games. I'm sorry.
Okay. I'll see you next year, girl.
So Galactic Seasons, another very positive thing that got added this season was we got shared tagging, we got shared objectives, and we also got the idea that you aren't stuck with just 2 objectives and a reroll. You now have a total of 10 objectives that you can complete over the course of the entire week, not in a daily fashion. And you can also just completely write off 3. You're only allowed to complete 7 out of 10, so you can just completely ignore 3 of them altogether. Did you like that?
Yeah, I do. Or, I ignore 4 or 5 or 6.
Right, as many as you want, but 3 for sure.
It's going really fast. The season is progressing very quickly.
Right. I did the math, and give or take, you would have to do half the objectives over the course of the 20 weeks or so. And that same math existed in the previous season, but because of the way you can complete the objectives, like you can knock them out all in one day if you want, compared to having to do it across the entire week. It feels a lot faster and it feels a lot cleaner. I don't feel like I have to rush as much.
It's true. The only thing that has been a hiccup is it seems to me that for each daily area or for each heroic bunch, there is one quest where being in a group with a partner doesn't fucking work. And now I have to go in the black hole and click all those little listening stations in the fenced-in area with the robots. And I'm only used to getting 2 of them. Vaz gets the other 3. Now I had to get all of them.
No sharing. Sorry.
Damn.
I think that's a kind of an acceptable hiccup in terms of all the positive things that we got out of it. Like shared tagging was something they could make work across the board from what I can tell, versus that kind of problem they would have to fix each individual quest.
Yeah, it sucks though if you don't find out it didn't count for you after you cleared
we had that
the
problem
whole
too.
area. Did that stupid cyber mercenaries on Voss? So I kept opening all the tanks and killing all the shit. I'm like, oh man, my quest didn't update here
At all. Woohoo.
God, shit. Fuck.
We've been having that problem with GSI quests lately.
I haven't done those in years. Maxed my rep and never looked back.
I was doing the same thing you were doing. I was just going around doing all these quests until I realized I was like at 0 out of whatever. And I was like, darn it. That's okay. That's all right. It was my number 7 out of 7 for the week. So even if I wanted, I felt like I could just write it off and not do it if I didn't have to. I feel a lot less pressure this season. Especially, I'm already at like 50 plus points, and I don't even think we're halfway through the season yet.
Yeah, I think I'm level 47
Mm-hmm.
on page 12 of rewards. I don't know. How about those rewards? How's claiming those rewards going lately?
Mal brings this up on the No Longer Evergreen podcast episode. Sorry. Right now, what's very interesting, this may not be the case by the time you actually listen to this episode, but there was 3 distinct different bugs that are related to this season's objectives rewards after the most recent patch. And that is 1, some people were able to double claim rewards. Nothing really spicy, but get a few extra dies when you're not supposed to. 2nd, some rewards were being auto-claimed without you pressing the button, and they weren't actually going into your inventory. And 3rd, some people were pressing claim, and the subscriber rewards, especially those sweet, sweet cartel coins, were never actually, being given to you. So they did say they are going to do a patch that should be out on March 29th that will allow you to reclaim any of the rewards that you missed, or potentially even reclaim some that you already got. Hooray!
Hooray! Guess that was a good PR move on their part.
I was scared. I was just playing as normal and kind of encouraging everybody else to play as normal. I was scared they might not be able to introduce an easy fix for those missing rewards, but it looks like they have figured out a way, and we'll see how that actually goes after the patch. So speaking of the rewards track, is there anything on the track this season that you've seen that you really wanted or thought was really cool?
Not really. No. The outfits were they are not great. Like, for the kind of characters that I have,
right,
good.
They don't really match.
Not good.
I thought
and it's sad because last season, there was a pair of boots that were so cool. I was like, I want those boots. But this season...
Are we talking about the Power Ranger outfit from last season?
Well, in one of them, they have like these cool like punk rock motorcycle boots.
Oh, I'm going to have to go take a closer look because I kind of wrote those outfits off as garbage.
I'll show you my assassin. I'll show you my assassin. She looks so cool.
This season's outfits are very unique. They are stuff that we haven't seen in game before, which is something I'm always a fan of. But I haven't really figured out any characters that I'd make it work for. But I'm glad a lot of people seem to be liking them, or at least thinking they're interesting or worth earning. Some of the big ticket items I've seen are people really like the weapons, but we don't have weapons in the outfit designer yet, so I don't know how much that counts for.
That is probably one of the biggest fuck ups of this patch, because people have paid money, in some cases real money, to have those weapons.
Right.
And they are not there.
That was a really big letdown for this expansion. But it looks like they're starting to test it on the test server, and I kind of am seeing why it was such a complicated task now. I didn't really understand before. I just heard them say like, oh, we can't just, slap it together and send you on your way with it. And it's mostly working. So hopefully in 7.1, you'll be able to start using all your beautiful cartel weapons, or even better, you'll also be able to use those low-level weapons you picked up along the way and maybe haven't been able to use since way back in 2015,
Yeah. Sometimes it acts funny about the weapons now as well.
It's
funky. Did I tell you Vass he was on his Vanguard, this blaster rifle, and at one point he said, am I using this like a pistol?
Yes, pew pew. Yes, I saw that. That was when he was in the raid with us.
That's right. You were with us. He had this giant blaster rifle. Pew pew.
So I don't think it's going to be a bug-free experience when that does come out, but we'll, as far as I can tell, for just basic blend, I want to switch this lightsaber to another one. It does seem to be working, so I'm excited about that. And we'll be able to start using some of those weapons we actually got from Galactic Seasons. Have you had a chance to pick up some of the rewards that aren't directly on the track yet, Mal? The ones that are either previously retired rewards or the 2 new strongholds?
I got the Imperial Stronghold last season, and then I got the Republic one this season.
Right. So for the average player, if you've been playing last season and you played this season, you should be able to easily afford them both now because there's more than enough tokens to do so between the 2. Another really popular reward are the companions that were previously retired from different promotions. So Master Daz Ranos, Shay Vizsla, Nico Okar, and Paxton Rao the Pirate. Did you have any interest in those? I know they were a big ticket item for a lot of players. A lot of players are like, I want my blue chist Jedi. Give it to me.
Just what I need, another companion.
Right, more.
No, I fucking have them all. I don't have Paxton, what's his name, though.
Ooh. You gotta go get that. Gotta save up your tokens.
I've almost maxed my tokens out.
Oh, you gotta go figure out something to spend them on. So I was,
Wish I could donate them. Here you go.
Here, buddy, have a token.
Tokens for the poor, Governor.
I already have all those companions. I picked them up whenever they actually came out at the time. But I was missing a lot of the retired rewards. So I was excited to go fill up my collections tab again because those were one of the few things I was missing. A lot of them came out during the time that I was actually like boycotting SWTOR. I was like, look, I'm not happy with the direction of the game. I am not subscribing. You can tempt me with all the subscriber rewards you want, but it's not happening. So I was able to go back and get those. So I was excited about that too.
What were you missing?
I was missing a lot of the stuff related to Knights of the Fallen Empire. So, like, I didn't have the HK jetpack. I didn't have the HK mask. I didn't have the HK weapons or the decoration, stuff like that.
That's okay, because then when you make a new character, you won't have 85 males. You'll only have 80.
Oh, thank you. I have, like, over 100 at this point. It's
God,
kind of ridiculous.
I wish they would find a way to not do that.
I think it's just an old system. To change it wouldn't really be worth the development time. You get it. It's not the worst thing in the world.
No, I guess not. I don't know.
So Galactic Seasons, we're probably both on track to reach Galactic Seasons rank 100 just kind of by playing however we're playing right now. If you are not on track to finish, please hold tight because closer to the end of the season, you can maybe choose to buy it with cartel coins if that's what you want to do, or even better, you may be able to choose to buy it with credits because more of the ranks will unlock. So I've seen a lot of players asking me, should I pay cartel coins to unlock the seasons right away? There's a reward I want. I usually say like, wait. The end of the season is going to be around July 4th. A few days before that, go back and see where you're at and unlock the levels that you want because that way you don't have to pay for any you are maybe going to earn naturally because you literally get points for logging in 4 times a week. You get like a free level every week just by existing in the game.
Absolutely.
Don't waste your cash money. That's Swtorista's tip today.
Don't waste the cash money. That still seems to be coming out of our ears.
So in Galactic Seasons, apart from getting these new rewards on the track and apart from the changes that we've already experienced, is there anything else you'd like to see added or changed for Season 3?
I would like a companion that is not an abomination to my eyes.
Not a fan of Fenzail, I see. All right, that's fair. You don't like lumpy blue potato heads. Got it?
No, I like my potatoes other ways.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind for the next episode.
I'm not sure what I would like to see. I mean, honestly, the seasons are what they are. I guess the armor to me, I don't really care for it because they give you this weird alien person that is very specific, and then the armor kind of is on their theme. And I guess I just really haven't liked the themes.
Right.
Some of the weapons have been cool, but the armor's like, oof. Just a big miss for me.
So in general, you'd like to see more rewards, more tailored to your tastes.
And this speeder.
I really like this speeder. Wait, are we talking about the Triumbra, the Sorosub one, the big, long, skinny one? That one's cool. I found out something interesting today. Apparently, the one that you get, I think at rank 100, the black and green one, apparently it goes faster than other speeders.
Fascinating.
I need to go check that out. I don't know if it's true or if it actually works, but apparently it goes 10% faster than other speeders. But if you don't like the way it looks, Mal's not going to ride it anyway.
Zoom, zoom. See ya. I'll ride my Wings of the Architect instead. I'll comfort myself with that.
Would you want to see any changes to the system, the way it works, now that we've had all these updates? Because I really like it the way it is. I think they should just take it next season, add a few new objectives that we haven't seen before, and add a whole new track of rewards and call it a day.
Yeah, I think I like what they've done this season in terms of the rewards and the track and the things you have to do. I like some of the creative things that they have come up with, too.
Yeah, I like the objective where you go blow stuff up.
Yeah, you have to hit things with it, though.
Yeah, that's fun.
You have to hit things with it. It is fun. It is fun. Something else was fun. Oh, we had to hunt down these specific named
Enemies
champions.
on Coruscant.
Yeah, that was really fun. We did it without, like looking at a guide. We just kind of ran around the area. The only way that would suck though is if somebody had already killed it right before you got there, because then you wouldn't know, if you were just
Right.
just
I
missed
looked up
it or-
maps, but I was explaining to my friends, I don't know if I want to go play this objective because I'm scared. What if someone killed it? I don't want to sit around be looking for it for days. I get annoyed about that kind of stuff. And they said, no, it's fine. They respawn every minute or so. Not to mention there's the shared tagging. And if he's not there, just go to a different instance and he probably will be. And I actually saw people reporting in chat whether he was an instance or not when it was kind of the heyday of that objective.
It's nice.
Some other cool objectives I liked. Going to do world bosses, specific world bosses. I liked that. I liked that it was telling us like, okay, you have to do 8 points worth of points, except if you did the correct flashpoint that it was kind of mentioning, and you did the bonus boss, you would just do it in one fell swoop. But if you didn't want to, you didn't have to. It gave you the option to do those 8 points in a different method if you wanted.
Right. And that was also fun because we discovered that we can still solo at least the veteran flashpoints. I mean, duo, not solo, duo. We could duo.
Ooh,
And
yeah.
we could still duo Master Mode Fractured.
Nice.
And that's worth 200 tech frags now, so.
Have fun. I went into Red Reaper Master Mode solo on my stealther the other day. I didn't think you could still do it.
You did it?
I got through the first 2 bosses. Yeah, I didn't go try the third, but I think I'd be okay with a little more practice. I was like, ooh, apparently I can do this for seasons objectives. And I think players who are more on the skilled of combat could too. If I can do it, a lot of players can do it. That's my mantra.
Yeah. It's awesome. Yeah, we didn't try to duo some of the harder master modes like we used to, but maybe we will now, so.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like flashpoint by flashpoint. I don't know. I don't know what's still going to work and not going to work anymore in this new age of level 80.
I don't know.
What do you think about the new reputation system for Galactic Seasons? I'm disappointed that there's no like vendor to go to.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with these things.
You turn them in and you get season points. That's it.
Yeah, but you think there'd be like decorations or something to
Right.
go with it, and it's a pain to get to her because I'm like, oh man, where was she again? You just have to
In the north of Nar Shaddaa.
go to the promenade, wait for the map to start lagging. Oh, found her. There she is. But it's kind of a pain. Could you put a quick travel? Oh, and could you put a quick travel with the swoop shit too? God, what a
Please.
pain.
Swoop the whoop.
Gonna go do my swoop bike. Hang on. Let me get there. I've
I've
already had 5 races getting there. Jeez.
You were like a bantha just to get there.
Ugh.
So I wasn't sure about this reputation track. If this was something that the whole idea was just to allow you to earn points faster, or if there was supposed to be something else and we didn't get it. I never quite figured it out, but we're kind of stuck with it now. And I hope if we're going to change one thing, I'd like to see a more meaningful reputation system. Like they can use the same thing, reskin it, rename it. Just give me a vendor or like something special from going up the reputation track that isn't a title.
At least if there was a vendor, you could then see it on the map because it would have a little
I would
vendor
have a
icon.
marker. That's funny. That's
Maybe
true.
there was a vendor, but you could buy the item and then sell it back for 1,000,000 credits. So it was only there
Oh
for
my
5
gosh.
minutes, and then they were like, no more.
Took it off.
We have talked to you about this. No more making new vendors.
No exploits.
Guys just can't get it right with the vendors. They're grounded for making vendors.
Is there, so I was seeing in this season, the objectives seem to be stratified over a bigger range of types of activities. Like I was seeing some crafting, some PvP, some GSF, some heroics, some solo stuff, some world bosses. Like it seemed to cover most of the range of the game. Did you see any type of activities that you enjoy doing or might enjoy going to go do if they were an objective that weren't on the list any of the weeks?
Let me think.
I was surprised even GSI was on there, and there were some fun ones like go do quests as a Sith warrior.
Yeah, that was interesting, encouraging people to play different classes. I saw some people, they're like, well, I don't have one of those. And blah, blah, blah. All right, well, do something else, or my God, try it out.
Go make one.
Jackass.
Go level
Jeez.
1. Counts.
Do you know how much conquest you get leveling up? So much. Come on, people. Try something new. I don't know. It would be nice because they're including things that are also achievements on planets, which is nice. like assaulting Imp
double dip.
and Republic
Yeah.
bases. I think some more overlap in the achieves, like planetary kills, because then it feels less grindy, right? Because you're
Yes.
getting a reward, somewhere like Taris. You got to grind out 5,000 kills on both sides,
Kill 10 Bormus on Balmora.
You don't want to know how long it took us to do that, but we did eradicate the Bormus.
Oh, my soul can't take that one. It's too sad.
We were just...
I'm glad you have it.
Oh, we ripped through those Bormu. The Bormu were sorry they ever existed.
Yeah, so I'm a big fan of the idea of double dipping. A lot of the time when I play, I look, how can I maximize my actual play time here? And I'm a big fan of that. So yeah, I did see there was a lot of overlap this season as it was, and maybe you'd like to see more for some of the more obscure objectives. I wonder if there will be any, like, go find a Datacron or something like that in the future.
I don't know how you'd do that, though, if you had them all. Can you still click it?
Or just interact. You can click it.
You
It
can
just
still
tells
click
you
it.
bugger off.
Stop touching me. You touched me
Stop
already.
Stop it. Don't
Jerk.
touch me.
Yeah, no, I guess that's all. I'd like to see more overlap with the achievements and stuff.
Yeah, I just remembered there's also space missions even. Because that's my favorite thing to do that isn't really built into the game well. And even space missions, old school ones, were in Galactic Seasons this season. I'm gonna cry. I'm so happy.
Aw, have an e-tissue.
Yeah. All right. I think that was a really good look at the Galactic Seasons Season 2. This one should last till about July 4th, 2022, and eventually somewhere down the road we'll see Season 3.
Hot dog. Let's get a hot companion.
Right. I wonder if they'll just go a full 180. They should do like a fancy companion. Like a singer or something like that.
Ooh.
Like an intergalactic opera singer, and then you can get dresses and stuff from the track. Sign me up. I'm here. Gonna grind those out like no tomorrow.
I have made another kill. Don't give them ideas. Do not. Oh, that's enough, Scya. Please tell us the news. Please. Please, Scya. I'd like some news. You heard it here last.
All right, so we don't have the next list of upcoming events yet, but we do know the next big update was March 29th, and that should include a fix to the Galactic Seasons bug, as well as some fix for purifier droids for those of you who have been working on the chapters. Apart from that, we don't know exactly what's coming up. They're testing stuff on the public test server. Bits and pieces for 7.1 are on there, including some of the bosses, weapons in the outfit designer, and we should at some point, I assume, start seeing the new Manon daily area showing up there. Until that starts getting finished, then we probably won't know when the next big update will be in game. That's about it for the news.
I would like to add, I would also like to see in login rewards something like, I don't know, an outfit, like an outfit of some kind that you could collect over 30 days.
Right. That's Guild Wars 2 has a system very similar. You log in, you claim your reward, and what's really cool is it's mostly cosmetics. That was my first experience with MMOs, having login rewards, and I was like, oh, I'm going to get this sparkly thing and wear it every day.
This is all.
I told the news. What's next?
What's next? I don't know. What's next?
We're done. You say goodbye to the people.
Oh, goodbye, people. Farewell to the people.
Never mind, I'll do it. Thanks so much for joining us for this talk about Galactic Seasons Season 2, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
You've been listening to the Starforge Podcast with Scya and Mal. We know you have your choice of podcasts, and you chose the right one. New episodes drop every Friday on Google and Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Swtorista's YouTube channel, and just about every other podcast platform in existence. For show notes, pictures, and other information, visit starforgepodcast.com. Hit us up on Twitter at StarforgeCast. We love hearing from you. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you all next week.
This is all. I just coughed into my husband's dress shirts.
I'm sure he'll appreciate that. A little extra Raccoon virus for him on his
He
work
only
day.
wears them 2 days a week now, so I'm sure it'll wear off by the time, oh no, tomorrow is when he'll wear them. I'll tell him not to wear the checkered one.